As a scientist, I can tell you that Sundays are only 24 hours long. But with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday all in one place. That's upwards of 30 hours of NFL in one day. How can there be 30 hours in 24 hours, you ask? I have a theory. Magic. New users get NFL Sunday Ticket for 8 payments of $34.50 per month. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games and commercial use. Terms and embargoes apply. Availability varies.
All right, Sooner Nation, gather round. We got something to talk about. There's a different buzz in the air this week. Sooners didn't just handle their business in Philadelphia. They got the rest of the country starting to whisper, and some to shout, that Oklahoma football is back on the national stage. After a 42-3 dismantling of Temple at Lincoln Financial Field, OU is 3-0 for the 4th straight season under Brent Venables. That win followed the statement victory over then number 15 Michigan. Together they've created a resume that voters can no longer shrug off. The AP now has the Sooners up 2 spots to number 11, and they're number 12, and the coaches up 4 places. What looked like a prove it. September for Venables' team is turning into a believe it. September. It's not just about climbing a couple of rungs on a ladder. As many have already pointed out, national analysts who left Oklahoma out of their preseason top 15 are suddenly penciling them in as a dark horse playoff team. Some ballots of OU as high as 8. That's because in back-to-back weeks, the Sooners didn't simply win, they controlled the line of scrimmage, they scored early and often. And they suffocated 2 very different offenses against Michigan. It was a heavyweight fight against Temple. It was what Venables himself called recess, but a focused recess. Venables said after Saturday's game, when they play together, it kind of resembles recess. I say that respectfully. They have fun. That quote captures this team's personality. They're loose, but they're disciplined. They're enjoying themselves. Look at the numbers. Quarterback John Mateer threw for 282 yards and a touchdown and added a 51-yard scoring run. His 9th straight game with at least 1 passing and 1 rushing TD, which leads the nation. Freshman running back Tory Blaylock posted his first 100-yard rushing day with 2 touchdowns. Jaren Kanak, the converted linebacker turned tight end, had 4 catches for 86 yards, 3 of them on 3rd down, plus successful 2-point conversion pass OU. Scored on its first 4 possessions. Led 25-0 by halftime. And outgained Temple 515-104 in total yardage. That last number might be the most important. Temple came in of averaging over 500 yards and nearly 50 points per game in its first 2 outings. OU held the Owls to 26 rushing yards, 78 passing yards, 3 for 16 on 3rd down, and forced 12 punts. The defense hasn't allowed a passing touchdown all season and has given up just 254 combined passing yards through 3 games. The lowest total through 3 games for the program since 1998. That's the kind of stat line that gets AP voters to pull out the eraser and move your name up. what does it mean going forward? First, it means this program is regaining the national respect. Brent Venables is in his 4th year, and for the first time he's got a team that looks like his blueprint on both sides of the ball. They're rotating at all 3 levels on defense, playing fast, and even with the turnovers not coming yet, they're consistently putting opponents behind the chains. Offensively, the mix of portal veterans and young playmakers is giving them balance. You can feel that in the way Mateer's personality seems to bring out the best in everyone else. Second, it sets up a massive September 20th showdown back in Norman with number 22 Auburn, the second top 25 opponent in 3 weeks. This is the kind of game that could springboard OU into the top 10 if they take care of business. Win convincingly against the Tigers, and suddenly the playoff conversation becomes more than a whisper. Lose, and you're still in the mix, but back to climbing uphill in the SEC gauntlet. And finally, it means Sooner Nation has a reason to feel like the program's identity is fully formed. Venables' recess quote wasn't just coach speak, it was a window into a locker room culture that blends discipline and joy. That's not easy to do at this level. The defense is deep and young. The offense is balanced and efficient. The special teams have a 52-yard field goal on the road to show for themselves. Yes, OU has started 3-0 in each of Venables' 4 seasons. But this year it feels different because they already own a resume win and a suffocating defensive identity. So as we head into Auburn game week, the story isn't just whether OU can keep winning. It's whether they can keep winning in this fashion, fast, physical, and fun. Because if they do, those AP and coaches' poll numbers will keep creeping closer to single digits. And by October, nobody will be calling Oklahoma a dark horse anymore. All right, Sooner Nation. That's where we are, 3 games down. Auburn on deck. And the rest of the college football world starting to notice.